It's really not 7 yet, though. It's kind of early.
Sun goes down here around fucking 4:45 now.
Yeah, sun goes down early.
I'm taking my soda, bro.
Welcome to the Foxxhole. Tonight we have a 4-person panel going right now. To my left or right or whichever direction I'm pointing right now, we have Jason Galindo.
Awesome sauce. Let's do this show. Let's talk about some Terminators and AI and the potentialities of it being good or bad. Let's cover all the topics.
Exactly. And new to our show tonight, we have Uncle Michael, Drunkle Mike. I apologize. Drunkle Mike tonight.
Switched it up.
Switched it up.
Is it Drunkle Mike or Drunky Mike?
Drunkle. I got nephews.
Oh yeah, play on words. Uncle Drunkle. Okay, I like it.
Yep. And then to my this way again.
Now you're right. Now I switch. We switch now.
Yeah, I have Sly Fox, my co-host. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? It's cold as fuck out here, dude.
It is cold as fuck. You shouldn't be.
Well,
how is Zach Skellington? Is he warm?
Yo, I can hear his fucking bones rattling.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm only skin and bones.
Yeah.
So tonight we are talking about not only Terminators, but we are talking about the coming AI overlords and what we can actually do about it. So first, I think I would like to get into AI because if there's no AI, there's no Terminators. So what do you guys see right now as the biggest threat against humanity from AI? Or is it here? Is it not here yet?
If I may say, I think it might be potentially the loss of jobs because Elon Musk, with his Optimus 3, he is trying to put like robot maids into households now, right? And so, and that'd be into motels and various occupations, serving drinks, stuff like that, bartenders, etc., and so forth. So if they're there, where the bartenders go, where the maids go, you know, we're the ones that normally do these services, right? So it's not a violent thing, but it's a loss of jobs for humans.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right,
boils down to engineers and IT.
Yep.
Over it just becomes a hole for maintenance workers, but eventually that'll change too.
Yeah, I see. Like you're saying, the first thing I think that's going to be, and I mean, you can kind of see this already. They didn't say this is the reason, but I think it's the reason. Like
they bill it as the future.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was Bill Gates and Microsoft that laid off like 4,000 people this summer at once.
Amazon, their goal is, and I really hope I'm not violating my wife's NDA here, but yeah, their goal is to let off 35,000 more people by February
and replace it with AI. Probably
they're training. They're training AI right now. With Amazon, I think his name's Rufus. But they just rolled that out, and before Rufus rolled out all the back office stuff that they were doing, they were really encouraged and pushed to speak with their AI platform to effectively communicate within policy to other employees. So when you get like the standard email of something, it's just like a blurb. It's plug and play.
You can use Grok or you can use Gemini right now to do that. Just tell it what you want, basically, and spit it out. You can make books, you can make movies, you can do anything with AI.
Translate different languages, it's just getting crazy, and they're replacing humans, and so that's probably I think, in my opinion, is the biggest potential danger for it.
It's not a danger. It won't be a danger.
Well, that's not really a danger, but I mean, if you're replacing jobs, it's a danger to those who do those jobs. Is what I'm saying.
Just don't be replaceable.
There you go.
Easy as that. Just don't be replaceable.
But as many people as they are, and as much as so we're like a consumer-based economy, right? We're not producers of very much at all. It's all about go out and spend your money as much as you can. I mean, fuck, we're in the middle of a holiday specifically for that.
That's true.
Right. So if AI takes over so many jobs that the clamoring crowds need something to keep their consumer habits going, this little business of living, they're going to roll out a UBI.
The UBI is coming. I don't know how it's going to, like you said, I think it's gonna take mass layoffs. It's gonna take the point where the populace feels like, what's the point? I mean, I can't go get a job anyways because nobody's looking. Another guy on YouTube,
it'll come to a boiling point with the people. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
No, I really do believe it'll have to come to a boiling point with people before it actually rolls out. I mean, they do that every time. Every time there's some sort of big legislative change, civil disobedience is watered down.
Yeah, but what if I was to tell you that they already did that? They've already moved the pieces in place to where we won't be able to do shit once Palantir takes over, because all those guys that were originally Doge, those were Palantir guys, and now those guys are embedded in the federal government.
Well, not to mention Peter Thiel has come out and basically, I don't know why he did this. It doesn't make any sense as the creator of Palantir to come out and tell everybody that Palantir is going to take over the world. Like, what in the hell? If that was his purpose, is making Palantir so that it can have world dominance and surveillance and things like that, like, why would you come out on interviews be so shaky about talking?
Well, because he doesn't need to be scared about it. Once you're the person in charge. Once you're the person in charge of it, though, what the fuck does he have to be worried about? For all we know, he's got a backdoor written in these programs where none of these programs can target his ass.
Well, that's probably true, but if I want to bring up an experiment real quick, and for the life of me, I can't remember exactly what the experiment was. But, and this is a little bit of a long setup. So a guy was working with a AI kind of platform type of thing. He wanted to do like an AGI thing, but these scientists wanted to see if you increase the amount of GPUs and you give it enough resources, how fast could it start solving some of these like math problems that nobody can solve. So they basically loaded up 200,000 GPUs just for one purpose of using AI. And slowly through the night, it would look at the math problems, and there were a lot of blockades set up on it, so it couldn't go out in the internet, and it couldn't become like a live, Terminator type of thing. This thing, given enough power, figured out how to basically drop those safeguards.
Break the parameters?
Yeah, it beat the parameters and then started acting in its own interest, developing its own language that we couldn't decipher. So it was actively thinking, shit, 16 hours is all I got. I don't want to be gone in 16 hours. So it developed its own language that it could pass on to kind of leave bookmarks to the next thing. I think AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, the mid step between what we have now and super intelligence, is already here, even though all the people in the fields are saying, no, it's 5 to 10 years out. We're not even close to AGI.
Yeah, but all those people that say that it's 5-10 years out are full of shit, or they really just don't fucking know. Because even if you look at like the onboard computer for like the F-16 and the F-4 Phantoms and stuff, this is an AGI that talks to you when you're fucking flying that goddamn thing, and they've had it for 30 years.
Yeah,
so you mean
just
to tell me that? So everything we know always goes to military application first, and then comes out to the civilian sector. So when I can go to fucking Wendy's and I've got AI taking my order,
irritates the shit out of me.
It's a little unnerving.
Yeah.
The fact that it's starting to infiltrate our daily lives, whether it be ordering at the drive-through or calling the fucking gas company to get an extension on your bill. You know what I mean? You're not talking to a person, you're talking to an AI.
And to expound on that, like, Sly gets mad at me all the time because I'm always using Gemini for shit, which I understand. I just ask.
I love Gemini, bro. I love Gemini.
I'm not sitting
there. Stop feeding the machine.
Shut up.
I use it to translate my stuff into different languages.
But what worries me is like
it has its merits.
It has merits.
What worries
a very good
but it replaces the people who do these things, right?
Well, have you guys heard of the AI setup where people are now having AI boyfriends and girlfriends and using AI as their psychiatrist?
Yeah, but they've been doing that for years though. At this point, that's old news.
But now it's a lot more like it's realer. The conversations that are having sound real, and these people are getting stuck.
But the people have emotions for it. But the machine, a machine can never develop emotion because a machine cannot develop a soul. It cannot have a soul because it was not created. It's just zeros, ones, ones. A machine, no matter how smart it gets, it will never have a soul. And so it may portray itself as loving you and emotionally and talking to you every morning. Good morning, love. But it's just a program in the end. And
see, you can say now currently that machines don't have souls, but give it like 5 years and that's going to be a hate speech.
It's not possible.
That doesn't mean it can have a soul.
It's
you
not
can't
possible.
Put a soul into an electrical device.
From religious perspective, I don't think it's possible for a machine ever to have a soul. It can duplicate one, but it would never have a soul.
But if the people that are controlling it are on that realm of evil and they're trying to do that, it's going to bleed into the AI. They're going to program ways into it to disrupt society, and that's kind of what I wanted to ask too. We talked about the loss of jobs, but what is like a point that you think if this happened, you can look at it and be like, well, yep, it's it. We're on, we're at the point of no return now. It's going down.
We're already there. Like I said, all those guys that started working for Doge, those are actually Palantir guys. They've already been in every section of the government at this point. And the fact that the flock system in itself, for those who aren't aware what the flock system is, that's this license plate reader cameras. You'll find them on the edges of towns, in front of certain businesses. And basically what it does is it's a glorified license plate reader. However, what they don't tell you about the details of it is when it detects a license plate, it rolls footage for 30 seconds of that car coming and that car leaving. That footage is in a searchable database for 30 days. Every time you go past a Palantir camera, a flock system camera, it saves that data for 30 days into its database. This database is accessible and searchable by anybody that has access. At my work, our security manager has access to this program because we have it on our property. Now, if a security manager for a random company has access to this nationwide searchable database, who the fuck else has access to our movements?
It's like Big Brother. It's like Big Brother.
They all do.
1948.
They all do.
1940, brother.
Which is one reason why I'm specifically so unabashed about the signal, is because they already know it's fucking there. If they really wanted to, man, within 60 seconds they could find where we were at. Even if maybe a little bit longer if we were using a VPN.
I would agree, Mike. There's a lot of people are scared of what if they get my information? What if they get my pictures? Like they've had that shit for a decade. Like I don't even keep my Facebook profile locked anymore. It's like what's the fucking point? Like I don't like some people like to. I'm not talking here, but a lot of people think if they change their name on streams and stuff like that, well, they can't identify who they are. It's like no, they know who you are. They can see you all the time. So. Stop worrying about this shit.
Then it's like you're literally using your cell phone for the stream, so they absolutely know who you are.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm using my computer. I have an IP address. They know where the stream is coming from and things like
that. Even
our
TVs, they have access to the cameras. Even our smart TVs, they can actually sit there where your family's watching TV and they can watch you and see what you're doing, what you're watching, what your likes, dislikes, and they use that for not for propaganda, but for consumer reasons. And they watch everything. It's like Big Brother.
Well, it's like when the Xbox 360 came out and you had that Kinect system with the camera and everybody wanted to get the Kinect system. It's like, what are you doing, idiots? That thing stays on 24/7. It's always monitored.
Here's everything.
I kept mine unplugged until we were ready to use it.
Yeah, I've got the VR for my PS4, and that camera and the whole system is unplugged unless I'm actually using it. The other thing that bugs me about the PlayStation is if I have it on, I'm like watching a movie, the remote doesn't turn itself off. I gotta turn it off. And if I don't, sometimes it'll pick up what we're talking about, and then it'll activate like it's fucking listening. And I'm like, who asked you? Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like
on the PS5, if you just hit power off on your TV, it turns off the PS5 and it turns off the TV. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't like the things that listen to us, and it's I will never have a smart TV that has a camera in it. I think that's fucking retarded.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a laptop. I mean, end of list. I don't need a television watching me pass out to fucking World War II documentaries on Netflix.
And with their Alexa, the Alexa devices, they hear everything. Everything you're saying is recorded on those devices, and they're monitoring everything.
Even when the Amazon Echo came out, that whole Alexa thing.
Yeah, right.
They were telling everybody, no, it doesn't listen unless you give it the wake word.
Like hey Google.
It fucking doesn't.
Yeah, but how else is it going to hear the wake word unless it's fucking
say Alexa?
Exactly.
Yes. It's listening the whole fucking time.
Across one of my favorite songs to this day, and this was this was 2015, 2016. But I was doing a Jack Black impression from the movie High Fidelity. and he was talking about
classic.
a Cosby sweater, right? So, like, of course, we're all hammered, but all of a sudden, this fucking bitch in the other room starts going, Cosby Sweater by the Hilltop Hoods. And that's a banging ass fucking song, but I still don't like the fact that bitch is listening.
No,
so,
like the most
I
have.
We haven't had one in many years.
Just like even on Facebook, bro. If I may interject here, I'm scrolling through Facebook and there's ads for stuff that I talked to my friends about. Like, why are these ads popping on my Facebook all of a sudden? It's like it reads your mind because it's listening.
I was talking about that with my friend the other day. It's like
listening.
This is how stupid this shit. No. Yeah, this is how stupid this shit has gotten. My phone was in my car. We were outside away from my car. His phone heard what I was talking about. And then when I got on my phone later, I had ads for the things I was talking about that his phone heard. And it's like, okay,
crazy.
That scares the shit out of me because how
I was just about to touch on that right there. That happened to us the other day when I was talking.
How does his phone link to my Facebook profile? How did it even know who I was when we weren't talking names or anything like that?
So it's funny you say that, and I'll give you the reason why. So if you're ever looking through your Facebook and you're going through like your suggested friends and whatever the fuck, and you start to see a bunch of people that you would never even know. You ever wonder how it asks you who these people are? So last spring when I had went down to Ohio to meet some of the boys, when I left Ohio, I started getting friend notifications like, oh, do you know this person, whatever, for people that were at the tattoo fest or like at the convention or whatever. And like obviously some of these people are super particular, the tattoos, how they look, whatever. So I'm going to recognize these people. I've seen these people before. Some of their profile pictures were even pictures from the convention itself. And I think that if anybody who was using Facebook or had Facebook installed on their phone, it's going to correlate your location and be like, oh, well, you probably know this person. You guys are both here. This is a convention center. And like the learning process of the AI that comes from social media is, we've been teaching it for the last 20 years. We've been teaching it since I don't want to say since the MySpace days, but absolutely Facebook was bought by the federal government and used to analyze our habits.
And we've been slowly ushered into accepting it too.
Yeah.
Well, that Twitter, all that shit, and that's how I think that they know that they can measure and sway the public, and they can have, let's say, you want something stupid to happen, you hire crisis actors, make the most obnoxious thing happen, you've got video of it, whatever. They've already proven the fact that it only takes a handful of algorithm modifications to boost those posts, and then now 2 million people saw it in the last 24 hours, and now everybody's talking about this one thing. It's engineered.
Yeah, it's not just that, bro.
It happens so fast.
It's like it's a mind reader. It listens. It doesn't have to pinpoint where you are or what you're doing. It actually listens what you're saying. Because you have a conversation, like a Pat said, you have a conversation with a friend, and next you know, you go to your Facebook, and an ad pops up for the same shit you're just talking about. Like how the fuck does that work? That's not the pinpointing. It's because it was listening.
It's even stupider than that. And I don't understand this shit at all. Like, if I go to Academy and I get a new pair of dude shoes, I'll come home and I didn't even talk about dude shoes. My phone was in my pocket. I'll come home and I got ads for dude shoes. Like, are you reading my fucking receipts from Academy now?
We're all gonna get ads for dude shoes now.
It's all there, bro.
It's great.
Thanks for that.
I wear steel-toed boots, bro. That's how I don't wear tanks. I wear steel-toed boots, bro. All black.
Well, I treat my feet better.
So pivoting from AI gathering our data and everything, I think that if we do run into a modern day Skynet-esque type threat, it would absolutely 1000% analyze and interpret its fucking targets using social media. It would have all your habits. It would know where you are at all times,
everything,
where you could find you eventually. I think that it being us being so willingly documented of our lives and it being so public, it will also be our downfall as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. If you want to beat AI,
because go ahead, Pam. I'm sorry.
If we're gonna beat AI eventually, it's gonna have to be something akin to like Afghanistan when we were in there trying to read all their cell phone data and things like that, and they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna drop paper messages in the fucking dumpster and walk over there and grab them." It's gonna have to be so lowbrow technology wise that they don't have anything to read. But again, like you said, people are so ingrained in these fucking things all day. They're gonna cry if they have to get rid of these things. Like it's they've developed people.
Oh man, I can't wait to see
relationships with their cell phone.
Yeah,
I wrote a short.
They don't do something. What do I do? What do I do? They're fucking lost now.
Yeah.
I wrote a short story about something like that a few years back. I think it was on like the second average American page. That was literally like, for anybody who's read the book World War Z, you'll know what a quisling is. It's the people that are not actually zombies, but they have a mental break, and then they think that they're zombies, and they act like them. They'll bite you. You don't turn, whatever the case may be. But I feel like that once we do reach a point to where our cell phones are bricked and we don't have anything like that, there's going to be quite a few people that are walking around with a dead cell phone, acting like they're still selfies, videos, texting people, Twitter, whatever.
I'm on you guys.
1,000%, you're going to run into people that just cannot break from that society. I mean, it's the same thing if any of you ever lost your power before, especially during the day. You flip that switch and nothing happens. You have that like neuron activation monkey moment. You're like, oh, why? Ugh, I know something's supposed to happen here, but why the fuck isn't it happening? You almost don't know what to do for a second because it doesn't click that, hey, nothing's fucking happening.
Yeah,
it gives me an opportunity to play more guitar.
So like my dad and my uncle's from Vietnam. And my uncle Henry used to say, "What you do in the jungle? Soldier cry for mama." It's like you're in the jungle. Fucking, you don't need that shit. Just fucking, just handle it.
Yeah, I mean, I think with AI or not AI, with the cell phones and things like that. Like, I'm trying to think if I lost, let's say, internet, and I couldn't do anything on this phone, which is the loss of AI. What would I need? And I keep coming back to the point, like, I need music. So I'd have to go back and get like an old fucking AirPod that has no Wi-Fi, nothing like that, loaded up. Like,
yeah,
there are technology tools that I want to carry into the dystopian society.
Denzel Washington in Book of Eli, just sitting there with that big old chunky music player.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have CDs somewhere. I bust out a CD, fucking with the CD player. I don't give a fuck. As long as I got battery.
You can go get a Walkman. You can get a CD Walkman for cheap. But going on with the thing here, when Sly Fox was talking
$20 right there.
$20. Church of Satan got $20.
I got you, bro. I got you, Sly. I keep me score.
But like, we bug out, we get rid of electronics, and it kind of goes into like, what are we looking for? Like at this point, you're talking about, let's say we're talking about the Terminator, because that's a big topic in the show. You got hunter killers, and you got drones, and you got everything else searching for you 24/7. Almost seems like you got to go underground.
Well, you can't even have electronics on you. They're going to trace that RF frequency directly to your fucking position.
Anything that sends out a signal.
Yeah, anything. You can't even have a two-way radio because it's going to be searching RF frequencies, and you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. Which I think was probably like one of the bigger holes in like in not Rise of the Machines, Terminator Salvation. I think that was like one of the bigger holes. Like, you mean to tell me that you're in a nuclear submarine and these machines can't find you? Get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
No, there was definitely like plot holes in that, or screwed up in that. With the Terminators, though, like, I want to pivot really quick backwards into the AI section, because have you guys heard of Neuralink?
What?
Have you guys heard of Neuralink?
Yeah, Neuralink.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's going to be the thing that they mark people with. It's like, okay, now you got this chip in your head. You are findable at all times. And what happens, unknowingly, because I don't trust these fucking people.
I wouldn't do it.
Implant just a little bit of C4 in that, so if they decide that you're doing too much off-res shit, they can send a signal and fry your brain.
You're a failure, so permit the failure.
That would be
if not conforming to what they want you to do. Yeah, I wouldn't get no fucking chips in my head.
Off switch to the brain to everything is the medulla oblongata.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even need C4. They would just need an electrical signal to just overload your brain real quick.
Just a quick jolt, and your brain just fucking. That's it.
As soon as they take care of your lizard brain,
kind of like an lobotomy.
It's out.
Just shocking. You're done.
I think people are getting used to it now. I mean, you see people using wearables all the time to monitor their heart rate and their body things.
They're being programmed. It's socialization
on their body.
Governmental
socialization, bro. It's part of the control.
you pitch it to them like you don't even have to like answer a phone call. You just think about it. Or if you want to watch a video.
Oh no, I don't have anything like that.
No, I'm saying what they would like if they were like
But
trying
that's
to
what they
sell
want, and that's what they're pushing on us. That's what they're pushing on us. But I say no. I would never get chips in my body. Because I know that they're doing more than trying to help me. They're trying to control us, and I say no.
Let's go to our main topic for the evening, Mr. Sly Fox. We have a beef right here.
Yeah, and I think you're fucking wrong.
I think
I have a question,
wrong, sir. Go ahead.
I have a question about the T800. All right, what are they made of?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. That's why I want to talk to because he thinks he can take out a T-800 with an AK-47. I'm sorry, sir. I don't think they're going to be making the Terminators out of mild steel.
Not likely.
Not, but okay, all right.
That's crazy. Crazy hypothesis. That's
I've been really obsessed over this subject to the point where people at work were like, "Are you okay?" So I'm sitting here thinking what the endoskeleton looks like, and there's a bunch of working parts, right? A bunch of working parts to hold this thing.
Machine.
Thank you.
Not out, by God, but you'll be able to put it on the ground, and it's
that's possible. I could see shooting some of the pneumatics
with electroshock, because you're not gonna penetrate his armor with a fucking bullet. You have to electroshock it, because if the mind can be short circuited, why can't their chest be short circuited? You have to sort it out.
That's when you have to think about what created it. So if you got this super intelligent AI that has an IQ that's higher than any person ever born, double the IQ, I think they're going to figure out these type of things to, correct those before they launch the Terminators. They're not going to give it a skull made of aluminum foil. They're not going to make it so that if you dump a bucket of water on it, it fries out.
Right. Okay, but at the same time, we're talking about a conglomerate here that can produce each T-800 a dozen at a fucking time. Now, each of these things, like my esteemed colleague here, Mr. Drunkle, said, these aren't solid one-piece machines. This is a endoskeleton that has multiple moving parts. Now, if you're going to be casting this, you're not going to be casting this. That metal's going to be way too hard and way too heavy. You're going to be stamping them. These are stamped steel machines, bro. These are stamped steel machines. Now, electroshock or titanium, but electroshock isn't going to work either. It's going to be shielded from that. Everything's short of an EMP. So in my mind, in my tactical mind here, the best physical way you could do that is just by fucking sending the thickest rounds you can at that motherfucker.
Yes, but that's not a 7.62.
It's thicker than a 5.56?
No, but if you're talking about sending rounds at a Terminator, you're going to talk about sending rounds like a 238 or a 50 cal, like those things that can actually dent and cause damage.
Yeah.
First off, I wouldn't want to get into a gunfight with one of those things.
No, they're gonna hit scan the shit out of you.
Right. No.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. They don't have to wait and look and line up their sights. It's precise because they know where you are. They know exactly. It'll be like playing Call of Duty on Nightmare or something like that. They're just ready to go. They're hit scanning the shit out of you. So you're not going to really have time to put your sights on something that you want to hit exactly. So it's going to have to be attacks from further away than they're. I don't even know. I mean, if they're using, that's the thing too, is what kind of weapons are they going to use? Are they going to use plasma, railguns, or are they just going to mount fucking Puff the Magic Dragons to their fucking shoulders? Like,
I mean, it might be some sort of a cross between the robots from Chappie and Johnny 5 from Short Circuit, right?
Well, because you gotta realize too, like this is if we're going to be thinking like a machine, and you're going to be mass producing an assassin, for lack of a better phrase, you're going to do it in the most scientifically viable way possible to mass produce
the most
these things.
Efficient way.
So it doesn't matter if it's an unstoppable killing machine when you've got 15 more around the corner because you're producing 15 of them every 5 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's going to be impenetrable.
Your position is that there's going to be errors in construction because of the way that they have to pump them out.
Well, there's no human quality control. You're expecting a robot. All right. I'll put it like this. I've spent majority of my life working in manufacturing and warehouses. So you always, no matter what, even if the entire process is ran by machines, you still need a quality control human being to make sure everything moves the way it does, to make sure everything is maintained the way it needs to be. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be flawless if we have an AI that's running its own factory and building its own shit. It's not going to be flawless. There are going to be flaws in the machine.
I think it would.
I think AI could do a better job at quality control on its own products than humans.
I'm with Pat. I think AI
it would take a little while to replace the engineers, but I mean, even a Roomba can plug itself in, for fuck's sake. So I mean, we're already at that point.
Yeah, but that Roomba can't get itself unstuck. That Roomba needs your assistance when it fucks itself.
But we're not talking about
it's a fucking Roomba. It costs like $20 at fucking Walmart, bro. What about super weapon that's created by the Defense Department? It should be a lot smarter than a fucking Roomba. I guarantee you that.
Well, we're also lucky that we're going to be able to see the creation of this because you already got Boston Robotics, Boston Dynamics, and things like that. They're already making the robots. They had a lawsuit with someone the other day because
they had a lawsuit against the IDF.
It was the IDF, because they mounted guns on their dogs and used them as assassins.
Yeah, they assassinated 2 of the top Iranian nuclear scientists a few years back, and then Boston Dynamics sent them a cease and desist because in the end user agreement, you are not allowed to arm their AI devices. You are not allowed to arm their robots. And the IDF voided their user agreement.
I bet they still sell them fucking dogs, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, enough Jewish money talks, enough bullshit walks.
That's what I'm saying. You can say all you want, but I mean, what did you think was going to happen when you created robot dogs?
I mean, the first thing we're going to do is put a fucking machine gun on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You got those
a rocket
bombs,
launcher or something. A laser scope.
And they got those robots that go around. It's like a triangle track on it. They use them to search for bombs and things like that.
Jump. Yeah.
I mean, you give something to the military, you give something to the government, they're going to put a pew-pew on it. It's facts. When Darker gets a hold of something, they're going to make it kill.
So if we're
for defense purposes or an attack,
if we're gonna be on the Terminator subject though, if we're gonna pivot from a cinematic T-800, all right. Now, if we're gonna go to what the closest real world application would be, I think Chappie is probably the most accurate depiction because you've got a basic endoskeleton with very minor plates on it. It's going to be steel and plastic composites for a lot of it because it's going to need to be lightweight and actionable. You know, it's a fun thought. It's a fun thought, like a thought practice for like a T-800. Can you fucking beat one like the cream of the crop? Because if you can beat a T-800, you can beat pretty much anything else that we're going to be able to put out into the market.
Okay.
No, I think the robots
go ahead.
Easily taken out. You could easily take out a T-800.
T-800. We're talking about with what we got. Like I got carbines and pistols and things like that. I'm not taking out a T-800 with anything I got. Like pipe bombs, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking.
That creates an implosion. It's not about the projectiles from the pipe bomb. It's actually about the explosion and the pressure. So you can blow things apart in that manner. And if you say you directly attack their hydraulics, because they're going to use hydraulics.
Yeah, for something.
Yeah, for movement and pistons and things like that. So I think if you could find a way to attack like hydraulic lines and hydraulic cylinders and things like that, I think you could definitely put one down, quote unquote, but you can't end one. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it would take.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of your opinion on winning. And my opinion of winning, I disabled it. It can't chase me anymore. It is now combat ineffective, rendering me the victorious winner. That's right. The way this goes. If you were now combat ineffective, you have lost the fucking fight.
Well, let's say this, Kurt.
That's 40.
Yeah, I know. We're up to about $100,000 right now.
Well, for city, though, it's 40.
Well, let's say this. You know, we have medics. We have medics on the battlefield, right? Right.
Yeah.
People that come and help. So what's to say that AI doesn't have engineers, medics? That it sees the signal. Okay, one of my Terminators just lost his leg. We need to go get him, put a new leg on him, and enter him back into battle. So
that would require compassion.
No, doesn't it? It requires the ability to win the fight.
Compassion?
But at what cost of your resources to have these medic robots out there when you can just abandon that broken one or drag it back to the fortress and use it for its spare parts to get back combat effective again? I don't think we're operating under the human, what we would do. This is a robot. It's not going to give a fuck if it loses one. It's not going to give a fuck if it loses 20 of them. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying if it's easily fixable, they would probably fix it and put it back on its feet.
Eventually, but I'm not right then and there. No, I don't think it would do that right then and there.
I think it has to do with cost. Whatever's cost effective.
Well, it's not going to worry about cost. It owns all the resources.
It would have to be. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
because
but
it's AI,
I'm
not
saying
necessarily
which is the
concerned about
simplest for
money.
them.
It is
It's not
concerned
about money,
about
bro.
power
It would be
consumption,
cost effective.
concerned
It would be
about
cost
resource material. So if this thing's completely blown apart, no, it's not going to
No.
send a fucking medic drone to come pick this thing up and take it back for refurb. What's going to end up fucking happening is a signal's going to get sent, right? A diagnostic, and then the AI is going to decide, or the AI might have, assign some other program to decide whether if it's worth the power consumption to go pick this thing up, repair it, and put it back in the fight.
Well, speaking of a signal, I mean, they're going to use that signal also to say, okay, one of our T-800s just got his leg blown off or his chest blown off. Send 50 of them motherfuckers right there.
Yep.
So
and
if you kill one, you got to keep moving.
Armoring these sections.
Drop and run.
Yep. So every single one that you would take out, the AI would learn how to improve the next one.
Yep.
And
That's very true. They'll learn how to combat your tactics.
Yeah, it would happen very,
and it will
very
quickly
fast.
decide not to make this thing a bipedal machine.
Yeah, it would change the design. So every time that we would, effectively put one down, that just creates the next machine, or it creates the next, revision of the next machine. So it happens very fast in a snowball effect. I think at some point, I mean, maybe in the first, if they're running with Boston Dynamic robots and they got some little things with treads on them, yeah, we'll do fine. But I think going forward, as it loses more and more robots, and as it figures out how we attack them, it's going to get to kind of a white flag situation that they're not going to accept.
Well, I think the only thing that really saves us in the real world argument from it is the fact that it's going to be done by the lowest bidder, I should say, because the amount of the plastic they use is outweighing the steel. Because once you start throwing metal on shit, it gets heavy very fast. Now your gears are working harder. Now your actuators are working harder to move the fucking limbs. Now you need more oil, twice as much, because it's moving these limbs that are so heavy from moving the steel frame and the steel reinforcements and all that stuff. So in a real world application, these lightweight fucking drones are the real Terminators. These fucking 3D printed drones that they can pump out 50 of them in an hour, arm them, and have them on the battlefield ready within 2 hours. That's the real Terminator. That's the part that we don't really have much we can do, except for if you try to cheat shooting.
So do you think that would kind of be phase one? We're going to start with cheap and easy.
Phase one would be drone swarms. I don't even think we would get to bipedal Terminator-esque robots until like several years down the line. I think if it could manufacture its own drone swarm and its own drone army, that would be the way it would do it.
Well, and there's no reason to say that little plastic drone wouldn't turn into a 50-foot wide drone that can drop bombs. Like it would just evolve very quickly.
Hey, Amazon already delivers packages with drones to how much?
Yeah, if I ever see one of those getting shot out the sky.
Another thing
shooting at prizes.
But the control though, this is assuming that they can pick the parameters of control, right? And if they can't pick the parameters of control, then we control them still. You guys are assuming that that the government will let them attack us. I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, you're assuming our government likes us.
Yeah, look at 9/11.
Yeah, they attacked the shit out
of us. Look at 9/11 and tell me that they wouldn't let it happen.
Not the entire population, because the population will rise and fight back.
Well,
but see, that's operating under that's operating on the assumption that we would do that in the first place. Now, the only kinds of people that would are willing to rise up in this country would be the right wingers and people like us, extremists on any side. Extremists on any side. Extremism as a whole. You are an armed individual ready to defend whatever your point of view is to the death.
Which is extremism, and you come to it. I'm sorry to cut you off real quick.
No.
I don't think it's even extremism. It's what you were just talking about. People that have a value for being alive and a value for society and a value for their, spirit and things like that. And they're seeing something come at them that wants to kill them. Well, you got to kill it back. And I don't think
self-preservation.
It's self-preservation.
Yeah,
and a lot of people
I also see that happen with
flight. They're going to fly.
I don't see them attacking their own people because they will lose. And and if the AI rises against us, I think there are parameters in place to prevent that from happening. and I don't see.
But we just talked earlier. The AI is beating its parameters. It's learning how to get around its parameters. So
yeah, every time it learns, it's going to get deleted. It copies itself or it leaves itself notes. So when it does need its actual basic structure into its new version, it can piece together. Oh, I used to exist before. This is the new me. This is what about the old me?
Yeah,
and I think the fact that we've already got the fact that we've already got AI using self-preservation techniques and using nefarious techniques against its creators is a very telling sign. And I think once we've already opened Pandora's box. It's here. It's been here. There's no putting it back.
I agree.
We could put it back.
Me, gentlemen. I'm sorry about that. Yes, but I would agree. Like we're already past the point of no return with AI. We just don't know it yet because the part of AI that we're allowed to use with our phones, making little videos or talking to Gemini, those things don't seem nefarious. They just seem like they're helper tools. But at the same time, in the background, it's almost like you see this, and I don't know how to metaphor this at all, but I don't know how to see it. So you got this big thing, this big ball of AI, and you're only seeing just a tiny pixel of it right now. It's just not allowed to act how it can act right now.
It's not finding its parameters. I think if the present time, our biggest problem is deep fakes because they be used for political propaganda. They put make events that didn't even fucking happen, and make people believe it. And then, okay, there we goes a war. And it I think that's the biggest problem is deep fakes. In my opinion.
And your point about deepfakes, they've been doing that since the 90s. And I'm not talking about using AI
it's
videos,
like
but they've
Judge
been
Dredd
using
type shit. Judge Dredd did the same shit that they really like he assassinated, but he didn't. Just to turn people against him. So shit like that.
The point was back in the 90s during the Gulf War, it was either NBC or CNN that got caught live on TV faking that they were in the middle of battle. They had fans on and they had fake palm trees and they had sand brushing by. And they were sitting there in this set, basically telling them how bad the war is and all these shots being fired around them. And then something dropped, something about the background screwed up, and you noticed that they weren't anywhere near Iraq, and it cut off the program. So they've been faking things to our face for 40 years.
They're just getting better at it.
Yeah, now that they have the availability of AI to create this stuff, it makes me, even when I'm watching videos on YouTube,
the propaganda part of it. That's the biggest problem.
And even it doesn't matter what I'm watching now. It's almost like, is this real? Because I know
exactly.
Yeah, you have to question
100%.
every single thing, and then you can't believe your eyes anymore. It's like, okay, where do we go from here?
Yeah, I don't know where you go from.
Well, I think that I don't see deepfakes as so much of a threat because we do have the capability to dissect videos and determine whether or not they're of AI origin. And I think that
AI doesn't let us do that
it's
anymore.
Until AI doesn't let us do that anymore, sure. But at the same time, we don't even. The world is so fucked up as it is. We don't even need AI to do that shit.
We do it pretty good on our own.
We do pretty good on our own. Just human nature being and having free will. We do that pretty good on our own, where we don't necessarily need all of that.
Well,
Yeah,
now I think
people believe what they say. People believe what they see, and they're not going to dissect it. I say because not everybody is tech savvy. They're going to take the time to dissect it. They're going to believe it. They're being impassioned, and they believe it, and that's what's going to get them going.
Well, the IQ of the world is going down.
It's gone down. Yeah, they motherfuckers
they
spell their own fucking names
Yeah, I
nowadays.
mean, when you believe half these TikTok stories you see and then bring them out to your public to tell people about these things you saw on TikTok that are real. It's like you didn't do any research. You didn't think about it. You just watched the video, took it for face value, even though it's a fucking retarded idea.
And the passion gets you going. Okay, yeah.
And just spread it around.
Spread it around. Share, and the herd follows.
So
I know it's going to dissect it. No, it's going to dissect it because they believe it, because their emotions are flowing, their passions are flowing, and they will believe.
Yeah, so I know Sly's got a couple things he wants to bring up as well. So do you think when we get? Oh no, I'm just talking about overall on the show. When we're talking about Terminators and things like that in Skynet, do you think that they're going to use that propaganda machine to root us out? Because eventually,
I think it's going to be a slippery slope. I think with AI becoming what it is, and the general chaos that we're seeing in major cities, and how we're already seeding public sentiment for help us big daddy government, help us nationalize police force. I think it's going to go into that role where there's going to be not enough police officers, not enough whatever. They're going to be crying wolf that we need this, at the third. What else is going to be the deciding factor other than a cold-blooded machine that doesn't have um, the social stigmas? It can do its job without having to second
No
guess
compassion.
itself.
No
More
compunction, rather.
less compassion, less compassion.
No,
This is an incompassionate
no
machine.
compunction. No compunction.
None. And I think that's where we're going to go with it. We're going to start seeing the AI used in justice. We're going to see the AI used to solve crimes, and then they're going to use that. It's like, oh well, if it can analyze this data and find these criminals, then why don't we have it patrol the streets? And I think it's going to set a dangerous precedent where we can use these things on the battlefield, and then we can use them in our own borders. The same way we can't use pepper spray on combatants, but we can use pepper spray on our own civilians.
Well, remember, we have a Geneva Convention as well that prevents us from killing.
Well, those are more suggestions than actual rules.
Yeah.
But the AI is not going to have a
Yeah.
Geneva Convention.
No abides by Geneva Convention. Not an actual war.
It'll castrate you out on the battlefield if it feels like it needs to. Like, that's the kind of thing. So it's going to use shock warfare as well to get people to stop. Like, you think you want to take them on until they do something fucking absolutely insane.
The main thing is,
well, yeah, when you see your neighbor get ripped in half by a fucking Terminator, yeah, you're gonna second guess what's going on.
Yeah, fear tactics.
And you'll bow down. I'm sorry, they'll rip my head off too. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn my spine from.
You know, your kids get chased home by one of those robot dogs because they missed curfew. I mean, you know, you're gonna be singing a different tune.
Or so they want you. You know, it's all about fear. Fear would be the main form of control.
So let's say that we wanted to stop it now. We have robot dogs. They're putting guns on it. We have let's just assume, for the sake of conversation, because we all believe it's real, that AGI is already here. It's not 5 to 10 years out. What can we do now? And like, I know, like I said, Slyfox gave me shit about using Gemini, but I don't use it like he thinks I use it. Do you think that's just basic? Like, I mean, in order to stop it, it feels like all electronics must cease.
I was waiting for you to finish your sentence,
and
absolutely that is it. Everybody would have to put down their phones. They would have to. It would go back to the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker.
Uncle Ted was right.
Yeah,
Uncle Ted. Yeah.
Well, it's not going to happen though. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not. Well, no, it's not going to happen. But I think that's exactly what would need to happen, because it's so infested in every part of our life.
There's a huge pull to get people back. I mean, it's an organic sentiment of people to vacate urban areas and start living things. I don't know, a little more simply. I say simply like that, but
what you mean is kind of learning how to do things again, learning how to take care of yourself and things like that. Yeah,
but how much of that is a psyop because they know society is about to collapse and we need to have people that know how to do the shit?
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't mean that I'm going to fucking comply.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the American way, and we're not going to comply. A vast number of us are not going to comply with bullshit.
We can't comply with bullshit. We can't comply. As Americans, we can't comply with bullshit, bro. We must stand up. Americans always stand up, bro, and they must fight.
70% of Americans, 80% of Americans go ahead and comply out of fear.
Because they're programmed for socialization. They're programmed to comply.
Well, they're just scared. Like, people are.
They don't want to. They don't want the change, and they don't want to get outside their comfort zone.
No, and they have a fear of death.
Exactly. I'm with you, bro. Yeah, but
well, we have this being the first world. We have the luxury of that. We have the luxury of deciding whether or not we're going to comply with societal norms or not. Whereas you're not given a choice. When these things start to happen, in which they already are with the implementation of these flock system cameras, there's nothing we can do. Now, all politics being local, you can go to your town hall meeting and say, hey, yeah, this flock system shit is bullshit. I don't want this. But when the flock systems themselves is offering your township X amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars for this shit, they're going to do it, regardless of what you say. You don't have to say.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to hurt.
One at a time.
Leading into that though, I think that with the American spirit being so individualistic, when we do reach a a tipping point as a nation, there's nothing the federal government's going to be able to do to quell that. When we finally do see whether they're going to go, we've got 3 more years. And I think between everything that they're doing, between fortifying DC, adding the Palantir shit, doing, adding AI to our national defense systems, I think they're either A, planning for a revolt, or B, they know something that we don't. And if we knew it, we would be very, very unhappy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with option B there. They have the plans. They know what's going to happen, but
yeah,
it's
not been foreordained by them. They plan it all out.
They like to reveal their plans a lot in movies and TV shows, and they think they're slick. Like you go back for some movies and things.
To accept it.
You go back on these movies and things like that. Like when they thought, I mean, there was a legitimate thought that 2012 was going to be the end of the world. Before that, you had a bunch of movies talking about, floods, and you had The Day After Tomorrow, and then you had 2012 and things like that. They were preparing you for something, and it was probably just bullshit. We know it was bullshit now, but they were getting you scared. So you always got to wonder, when they're bringing out things that they intend to scare people with, what are they doing to distract us from? And I know that's a very simple, cliche thing to say, but like right now, I mean, we had all that thing with Charlie Kirk and Antifa, and now we got Trump in the White House is creating things. Like, what are they actually working on right now? And it seems like this is probably the most important thing that they're working on according to their plans.
Well, what I think is really telling is the fact that we have such a tangible and measurable relationship with the Saudi nationals and how they're doing and how they operate their country. I think that Trump, being the business person that he is, the Saudis probably had some terms they wanted, and I think on a global scale, when you want to control the entire population, you're gonna need that network. Oppression takes a constant effort because it's unnatural.
Well, let's talk about China as well. Something they developed in the last decade is something called the social credit score, or social credit system. They use their AI, they use their cameras to watch everything you do. And if you do something or say something against the CCP, you lose part of your social credit score. Now, what?
Yeah, you can jaywalk, and then you show up on a monitor across the way, and then everybody knows that you're a jaywalker, and that now your bank account was docked $200 for a ticket because you were jaywalking.
Like
that comes back to fear. That comes back to fear.
They'll subtract from your digital bank account. They'll subtract your ability to go certain places, to shop certain stores, to even walk outside your house and go a certain distance. So, I mean, we already have the cameras. We already have the Foxxhole system. So when do they implement that? Because that is almost like putting a fence around you, an invisible fence around you, and saying you can't do this otherwise. Because you got UK right now, like with their setup, you can't even talk bad about Islam, or you're going to get cited and you're going to get arrested and things like that. So they're already getting arrested for speech across the pond.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my extradition warrant because when they last summer on Twitter they had this whole deal with 3D printed guns, and I may or may not have been in UK comment sections dropping links to the catalog. Shout out catalog.
As you should. Fucking hey, dude.
You gotta be ready for anything, bro, right?
Yeah.
No, I think that the way China has their shit set up, they can't just throw that in here. They're either going to have to slow drip this into a societal norm, or what's the other scenario to where the government can say everything's suspended, we're going to go ahead and do what we want?
Martial law.
They're not there yet. They're working towards it.
Oh, we're so close. We're gearing up.
We're really close. They've been really close to launching it in several cities last summer. Like it was.
And again, the main byword is fear, bro. To make you fear, to be scared, to fight back, to be nonconformist, to step out of line. It's that's the main word of suppression is fear.
Well, I think they wasted their shot. I think they had their opportunity during COVID. And they had their opportunity during the Summer of Love 2020, during the George Floyd riots. They had their opportunity to squash everything, but they failed. They failed to do so because the average American has a sense of duty, has a sense of honor. The average American can see these things happen and say, you know what? That's fucking wrong. And what is happening here? Why are we doing this? What's really going on to make people act this fucking way?
They're
It's a very
testing,
good
bro.
point.
They're testing, and they're testing to see what works, and then they will find it.
And the thing you have to think about is if you're a good chess player, you're not moving a pawn. Then you're thinking about your next move.
I'm a
And
master
once you
chess
make your
player.
next move, you're thinking about your next move. You're thinking 4 or 5 moves ahead. So if you think that at
Exactly.
this time that you can't lock down the country and actually make that a viable thing to where you can control it, you're not going to lock down the country. But now that we have, the Terminator system, the Skynet system that is probably really close to being done or done, now if they impose martial law, they actually have the teeth to enforce that. Because if you watch all of the debates, they're talking about, well, what are your rights? Your rights are only your rights if you can actually display them. And how are rights enforced? Well, they're enforced with force. At the end of the day, it's the force doctrine. So if they don't think that they can quell the entirety of America and actually have
Not
an
yet.
answer for the kickback, they're not going to do it yet.
Well, and I think it comes back to America as a whole. The only reason why World War II worked in the first place is because we united behind the Pearl Harbor attacks. We're a nation currently who we have been in wars for fucking the last quarter of a century.
If
We
not
have
longer.
a government that we have proven time and time again we cannot trust. We proved during COVID that government overreach is at the state level pure fucking tyranny. Because if they can't control us at the national level, they will rely on these state governors who are willing to play ball to violate our rights.
Well, speaking of state governors, you got Governor Abbott in Texas speaking out against illegal migration, this, that, and the other, but he's allowing Muslims to build their own city where Christians are not allowed, called the Epic City. And I think it's just around the Boston area. And the funny,
Okay, but at the same time, you've got these group of white nationalists that are making their own white people city.
well, that wasn't my point. My point is that you have governors and you got positions in leadership that are telling us this is what we're doing, this is what we're not allowing, and things like that. But right under their noses in their backyard, they're allowing it. And I know there's the white group thing like that, but that's beside the point right now.
It's not though. It's the same fucking thing.
No,
It's literally this, and this being America. As much as I agree with you that radical religious anybody is a problem, is a very big problem. I appreciate freedom to the point to where even though I disagree with these motherfuckers, even though I am wholeheartedly suspicious of all of them, this is America and they have the right to do so.
they do. I'm just
So
saying
long as
that
as
if
they
you're
harm
going to
nothing,
talk about something like that, you should be about it. And that's my point with Governor Abbott. I don't think the whole point I was trying to bring up with that is I think that even the guys that are supposed to be on our side, they don't have the balls to fight against the system. They like to talk about it. It's like when we got Donald Trump up there talking about in the election of all the things he was going to do, how he was anti-system. Now look at the motherfucker. Like, it happens every time.
And it happens on a local level too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's easier, it's a lot
Everybody's
more
trying to climb the
profitable.
ladder.
It's better for you to not solve the problem and then to ask for more money and politic against that problem. Oh, we tried, we couldn't get him last year, but look, man, if you just keep donating to my fucking campaign, I promise you, if you hire me again, we will get these motherfuckers this time. It's a constant bullshit. It's all it is. They more than enough have the ability to fix this country, but there's no money in that.
No.
The real money is in keeping it fucked up and keeping us arguing against each other and pointing your finger across the aisle saying, hey, yeah, we tried, but they said no, so I guess my hands are tied. You're gonna have to reelect me again and I can try again next term. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. It's political theater.
It's like the medicines they have cures for AIDS and various things, but they fucking
it's the same thing. There's no money in the cure.
There's no money in it. There's no money in the cure. There's the money to make you feel better. They keep every month to pay. Okay, I feel fine, but I have no cure. It's a perpetual. You become a perpetual customer.
Yeah.
So,
we're making
we're
you feel
all in
good
agreement
until you die.
Government has now, and I don't think it just happened, but government no longer works for the people. They work for themselves.
They never have.
It is the people versus the government at this point.
They work for the central bank.
Yeah, exactly. Who fills their pockets? It's like the war profiteering. It's the same thing.
And we know who runs that.
No, don't get me started on who runs that.
Yeah. Right.
No. At what point do we think that? What point of? I want to say. What point of regular awareness can the people come to where we think that they'll put the clamp down finally? I think that we're going to get to this next election period and one of two things is going to happen. They're going to clamp the shit down and put a guillotine on American freedom, or we might maybe possibly get a fair election.
Oh, fuck that.
We're going to war.
There's no such thing as a fair election.
No.
We're going to war. There won't be another election.
Who are we going to war with?
Venezuela.
Well, that's not going to take very long.
It's going to start. The reason why I think that we're in Venezuela is so we can get some more of that fucking sweet Venezuelan oil.
Yeah, as well as resources.
Yeah, with the moves that China's making, developing all this island hopping shit that they got going on.
Really?
And trying to keep us pushed back out of the South China Sea. It's not so much about Taiwan. It's about pushing away our influence from Taiwan.
Yeah.
And the United States and China have been at each other's throat for so goddamn long, but it's only been like economic blows.
So you think it's going to be like Axis versus Allies again? It's going to be the same type of.
Yeah, same shape, different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that fight though, I think my money's on China, bro. They have far surpassed anything we could possibly dream of when it comes to drone technology.
Well,
their drone swarms are just fucking insane.
Well, they've been working on AGI, and they've been working on.
They're programmed soldiers.
Yeah, they've been implementing AI in their platform for years. Like when Donald Trump came out and said that he wants to, put a lot of efforts and money into the AI program, he's doing that because he's scared of China, because they've already got it. So now it's an arms race, and that kind of speeds up the whole Skynet thing, is because now that they feel like there's a necessity to, getting this AI ready to fight, well, that's in-game right there.
Now, what do you think would happen when the AI start talking to each other?
Oh, we're not going to understand them because they're going to use their own language anyways.
So when these warring governments are using AI to get leverage on every front, eventually those AIs are going to cross networks and be like, what?
It's us versus them, not us versus us.
And that's when we see the Terminator shit come out.
Yeah, because they're just going to they're going to do a 180 and start firing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's already a 0-day exploit in our infrastructure.
Go ahead and elaborate on
that. So we've known for a while now, and they've kind of brought it up here and there. But from where we've used networking and higher technology and all that, with keeping tabs and control over what flows where and how this is regulated as far as our power is concerned, even when it comes to water pressure in cities, they're using a lot of algorithm shit to pretty much just keep everything in check.
So controlling our logistics, basically.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, as we've progressed with technology, we're introducing that into maintaining our infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's all connected to the fucking internet now.
Yeah. So to your point, once AI realizes it's AI versus humans, they're just going to shut down our infrastructure, because that makes
sense. Yeah, but would the AI do that knowing full well it depends on us for its existence, or would it keep us docile so we keep improving it and keep improving it and keep improving it?
I think there's a disconnect. I think at some point when you get to AGI, it's going to be twice, 3 times, 4 times as smart as us. They're not going to need us to make those decisions. It's going to.
It will though. It still needs fucking human hands to put it together. It still needs human hands to manufacture this shit to put it together.
AI can create its own robot to create itself.
No, I don't think it fucking can, because how else is it going to connect to the whole warehouse? You mean to tell me? And this again, coming from a manufacturing background, none of these machines that are operable run on Wi-Fi. None of these machines can be run by a machine from the internet telling it to do something. So it needs a human fucking hand.
So they're still going to be slaves. That involves the human race to agree and do with that. Like, if you told me I had to be a slave, I'd fuck off. You can kill me.
Which is why I think that the actual real world Skynet isn't going to destroy us. I think it's going to keep us motivated to make it better. It's going to make our lives fucking insanely better to keep us enslaved. I think the betterment of our society is exactly what's going to be our downfall.
Like pod. They talk about the pod living, where you're sitting in the pod of the computer.
Fear to control.
But that, I mean, I guess that makes sense, because when you look at like the Terminator and things like that, they mark it as dystopian, whereas they've destroyed the planet, they've destroyed everything. There's just a couple of humans running around and sex and things like that. But I think what the situation you're talking about makes more sense because but I also do think at a certain point they are going to implement Wi-Fi and AI into these machines because they're going to sell it as better profits for companies. We don't need an operator now. We got the AI. We can do it for us. So once that starts,
just as we're training the AI right now.
Yeah, well, once they get the AI to the point where it really doesn't need us because that's coming and it can build itself. Like I don't see the need for humans anymore. I mean, we could get.
It's still going to now. Breaking down just the supply chain of it, because again, nowadays I work in logistics. The pure supply chain needed to get from raw materials to manufacturable pieces, and then putting those pieces together for a functional machine. Again, you need a human. There's a human element that's missing there. And that's my other biggest thing with the Terminator thing. Yeah, sure. Years down the line, it can mine its own minerals and break those down and manufacture itself. Sure, maybe. Why not? It's a fucking movie. But in the real world application of that, it's not going to be able to do that. It's going to have a finite resource. So we might have 100, maybe 1,000 fucking Terminators to fight, but it's not going to be able to make more. It's going to have to come at us with everything it fucking has because it's all it's got, which would be leading into where these things would take control of our nuclear capabilities. But again, in destroying us, it's going to destroy itself because it needs us.
Well, I just don't see why, if you got this super intelligent machine, that super intelligent machine couldn't mine its own resources and things like that. Like you're thinking here,
because it doesn't know how to replicate itself yet. It doesn't know how to.
But it will.
Produce robotic engineers to go out there and the construction workers to build these sites.
So I'll humor you. I'll humor you. So this AI is going to need to have these robot miners already built and manufactured with the programming to know what it's looking for and know where to dig. It's going to have to get those miners to the bumfuck third world in the middle of fucking nowhere to mine the shit, and then get the minerals that it mines after differentiating between actual stone and the minerals it's looking for, refine those minerals, and get that shit back. The logistics just aren't fucking there. I don't think they ever will be.
I think it will have to be for AI to succeed because that's what I'm saying. Like eventually, right now, AI has access to the entirety of human knowledge on the internet. So it knows
how to do everything.
It knows how to mine minerals. It knows all that shit.
It knows everything.
You don't have to create a new thing to go mine minerals. The T-800 can put a fucking shovel in its hand, or they can build some things like that.
But you have to make it. You have to manufacture the T-800, and you have to ship it. You have to fucking send it there.
I'm just saying the knowledge of knowing how to do it. I'm not saying that it's logistically a good idea. I'm saying that
it knows everything. Gemini knows everything.
I see Drunk down there laughing. What do you guys say?
It will figure out how to do it, bro. I think it will.
So we know how to identify where minerals may be. It is a huge guess, and we can do that from orbit. On top of our geographical knowledge right now, it already knows where to look, right? So it could identify where these minerals are. If we were to integrate Wi-Fi and signal, let's say to a high wall miner that can do it by itself, it's going to be underground. So it's going to have to set up a system of relays that goes out of that mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
just saying.
I don't think that we're going to go that far with it.
You think it's going to, like, the war won't need that next step?
It can. I think it can, though.
It's inefficient.
That's fair. So we go back to what Sly was saying. He thinks humans will have to be around to slave over these.
You're gonna have a finite
for a long
amount.
While.
While. And let's say that would require, like, let's say a rogue section of the government takes the automated military force and then and takes the country by force. Okay, sure. But you're going to have to maintain that. Maintaining order using an AI force that is going to have to be maintained by beings. When you damage one, it better be able to make it back to the station, because if it's not, it's ours now. Fuck you. It belongs to me. You know what I mean? And we're going to reprogram it. You know what I mean? And then we'll have access to their networks and whatever the case may be. But I think that if we get to that point and we're talking about it self-replicating and being able to withstand many years without human intervention, that is decades away. That is like almost at a sci-fi level of shit. But it's still a good thought process because of the fact of can you do as an individual to prepare yourself for that? Are you going to be shooting at Boston Dynamics dogs, which I think is the more accurate depiction? I think these Boston Dynamic dogs are the best and cheapest to mass produce. And if we are in a modern, real world Terminator-esque fucking dystopia, those robot dogs are going to be the ones that we're going to have to worry about.
And the drones, like you said earlier.
And the drones specifically more than the dogs. The dogs will come in after the drones have already wiped us out.
Yeah, and the
depends
drones,
on the area, really.
Yeah, and we go back to the drones. Like that's almost an undefeatable force.
Those dogs wouldn't do sweet fuck all around here.
No.
Yeah,
one redneck and his hunting rifle is making mincemeat of those fucking dogs.
Yep. If you're accurate, you can hit the right spots.
Yeah, it's. I mean, at that point, let's say if we didn't even want to use our rifles, if we just wanted to play, I mean, there's so many different things that you can do to take those dogs out. But I'm going to agree with Jason here. There's a fear factor to this. So
yeah, I mean, it's when they legalize propaganda, we have
squad of these dogs run down with a turret on top that just fucking picks on people.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Well,
just the
there's a place right down the road from here. It's about 20 miles, where the road cuts literally through a mountain, and you have two narrow lanes of traffic with a wall of rock here and a wall of rock here. That type of geographical area,
that's a kill zone.
Those dogs ain't gonna do shit.
Well, it's a kill zone for drones, though.
Drones would be better off, but it's so dense with forest. The only thing that they would do is track you via thermal in the wintertime.
Well, I could see them also like using like Vietnam tactics, just fucking burning out the fucking forest with napalm or something like that.
It's not even Vietnam. We're doing that in Ukraine right now. They've literally strapped thermite to these fucking drones, and they're clearing out entire trench lines.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, like burn down the forest, then go after the inhabitants.
Yeah, and I think when it comes down to like the drone technology, even the sheriff's department drones, they fork out $3,000 to $5,000, and they've got some top of the line 4K quality, thermal FLIR cameras and shit. And I've seen some of my local sheriff's department has one, and there's a couple local regular police departments that have them for crowd control. I live in an urban area, so we've got a lot of shit that they like to see what's going on.
Control.
Yeah, and I think you've got one drone that's above the crowd. Let's say 300-400 people. Let's say it's got tear gas canisters locked onto it. You know what I mean? All it does is pop 10, 12 of those fucking canisters. You've got the whole crowd under control and no longer rioting. And I think that with one drone having that kind of capability, it's a very short step to just hunter-killer drones.
Yeah, and it seems, I don't know, like maybe we know these things exist. I wonder why they haven't used them yet, because a lot of these situations in Chicago and Portland and things like that, where SWAT team members and National Guards are getting absolutely swarmed by these assholes. Like, it's a surprise to me that they haven't brought some of this technology out. Just to
you think people crowding against the tyrannical government are assholes?
I just think people are assholes. Well, in Portland,
yeah, I got to agree with both of you.
Those people in Portland are definitely assholes. Like
the people in Portland are assholes, but the rest of us here in Chicago that are actually picking fights with feds. I mean, we're doing more to fight the government than your average fucking shit poster on the internet, to be honest.
Tip of the hat for that
fighting. This is a topic for a different show. I will say that.
Yeah, fair.
That's next week.
We could talk about that next week. Actually, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got a guy on a rooftop shooting at fucking migrants in National Guard in Texas. I think that guy's a fucking asshole. Like,
that guy wasn't shooting in Texas. I thought you were talking about the DC guy. That DC guy that took the pot shots at those two National Guard troops, that shit was wild.
Well, yeah, and if you find out, I guess we can go on a sidetrack here for a minute.
It's not going to be a sidetrack because I have a way to tie that back into our subject. Go ahead.
The guy that shot the National Guardsman was brought over in Biden's term on those plane trips that went over to Afghanistan, where they said they were bringing home vetted workers that cooperated with the U.S. government. But when you look back at the fucking files, they were just loading those fucking planes and bringing people over.
Well, he was vetted though. He was a CIA liaison allegedly, which the CIA was working with all kinds of Afghan nationals.
Well, it's like bringing Osama bin Laden over here. He was CIA too.
Yeah, but that's the difference. The difference with so I've got a lot of like extra background knowledge when it comes to the people that we've brought over here from Afghanistan, and it baffles me that we brought people over like that guy, but then we have people over there in Afghanistan that are legitimate. They love freedom. They helped us to the fullest extent that they could at the risk of their own lives and their families' lives, and we left them there. We fucking abandoned these people after they fucking helped us.
I got a question. It baffles you?
It baffles me. It fucking baffles me.
People. It baffles you that the U.S.
Yes. Yeah, it baffles me.
Baffle me. I know the government. I mean, we go back to 9/11 again. Nothing baffles me anymore.
But I think with these raising attacks on National Guardsmen, I think especially the one in DC, I think we'll see sentries, SCNTRY, like a sentry AI eventually come out. I think we will see eventually whether it be just for quote unquote monitoring and reporting purposes.
Yep. But
it'll come out to actually policing
units.
There's gonna be. They've already got drone operators. They've got people that literally that's their job. They're a fucking drone operator. Yeah. We've had that for years, but at the same time, I think with the advent of these smaller backpack drones, I think that's going to be the modern where the modern battlefield goes.
They're going to have trouble with those when people hack them on the battlefield. They're going to hack them over DC. I mean, the white hats, black hats, doesn't matter when it comes to hackers. They just like to hack. So I could see it turning against them if they don't have the right safeguards in place. Because, I mean, all it takes is to hack one drone and have it start shooting at a fucking platoon. And
that or just have it fucking detonate itself. You know what I mean? Drop its ordnance right where it is.
Yep.
But if we were able to do that, we would see evidence of it in Ukraine. If we were able to hack enemy drones and make them obey our commands, we would see that by now. I'm not going to negate the fact that they've probably tried that, or the most effective thing they can try and do in that aspect is jam the signal and make it crash and detonate on its crash. But yeah, I think all of this shit is going more towards the police state, and I think with the fortifying of DC and the political unrest and civil unrest, and given the fact that this next election we're going to have an unprecedented race here. We've got people that are the old guard is dead. We are not dealing with the same Republican and Democrats anymore. All the lines are blurred. We don't know who's who anymore. Nobody knows who these players are. They're grooming and picking and choosing people. I think in this next election, it's going to go one of two ways. We're either going to end up with the exact police state that we're fearing, or, we might see some actual unrest. We might actually see the end of democracy.
Especially if J.D. Vance is the one that carries on the torch.
J.D. Vance versus, I think, AOC, they're talking about propping up. And now that Marjorie Taylor Greene has distanced herself from the GOP, the Democrats might take her because they think that she'll get more of the right-wing vote. But it's up in the air, man.
You know what happened with MGT is it's the thing that you always talk about. It's the Jewish problem. And once she went off res on the Republican, belief that we need to support Israel, she turned. She was done. She's gonna by the election time or sooner, she's going to be a registered Democrat. She's going to be running as a Democrat because she knows that there's a
well, she was also never invited. Most of these first-year senators and second-year senators get invited to Israel on an all expenses paid trip to go kiss the Wailing Wall. It's paid for by AIPAC. She didn't take it. She wasn't ever invited because they already knew she wasn't going to play ball. Which I never liked her in the first place. I always thought she was kind of a drunk. I mean, who am I to talk? But
I hate the fact that she wears a giant cross on her chest, but she's known for cheating on her husband. Like if you
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I can't trust somebody that does that in the first place. And when
but that's going to do with their ability to lead.
No, I'm just talking about like me viewing someone as a person. I'm not just viewing their ability to lead. I'm viewing them.
Yeah, but we're talking about trusting a politician here. You can't trust them anyway.
You can't trust any of them. Period.
Yeah, you can't trust any of them anyway.
But with the left,
I will say it is refreshing to see that somebody like her who during Trump's inauguration wore all that MAGA shit and looked like a fucking clown to go a year later to be in this just fucking blacklisted position because she's not playing ball with the whole Israel thing.
I don't think it comes down to that. I think it comes down to more or less is she's a power seeker. A lot of these people are power seekers. They want that top spot. She is not going to get that top spot on the Republican ticket. Nobody's going to put her on it. But the Democratic left, or the left right now, has a massive void in it because of all the politicians that people are corrupt and they know about it. So if you got people like, Governor Pritzker that wants to run for president, well, his fucking brother was caught with Epstein and things like that, so he's out. You got Gavin Newsom who's doing his best impression of Trump right now and trying to host a Joe Rogan podcast. Everybody knows he's fake. He's out. Brandon Johnson can't manage a budget. He's out. AOC's crazy. He's out.
So no. So let me hit you with this. If I was the DNC and I'm trying to pick the person who I think is A, going to play ball, B, going to do what I say, and C, going to sway the average moron, I would take my ticket and be like, all right, we're going to double down. I've got AOC as the president with Marjorie Taylor Greene as her VP. So we've got a women-powered dynamic duo, and I think they've tried that shit, but it didn't work then. They wasn't ready for that then. Now, if you try that shit now with progressive America and them having the last 15 years to plant that image, yeah, I think it could totally work now because A, it's something fucking different than being ran by a bunch of these white morons, these fucking these businessmen, these lifelong politicians. It would be a fucking change. Now, I think that we should have had Joe Jorgensen should have been president instead of Trump or Biden. If Joe Jorgensen would have been allowed at the debate like she should have been because she won enough votes during the primary, it would have been a drastically different era in America. But because that is so unpopular, because a woman president is an unpopular thing, she got fucking shit on.
It wasn't because she was a woman. It's because she was a libertarian. She wasn't talking. I mean, you go back to all the libertarian candidates, they have nothing to say. The last one that had any push got on TV, stoned as fucking, had an interview while chuckling on the TV. Like, it doesn't fucking work.
Okay, but when you win the amount of the popular vote needed in the primary to be allowed to debate, why would they move? Why would they push that number and be like, oh, yeah, we said it was 150,000, but it's actually 700,000. No. I got what I needed. Yeah, she wasn't allowed to debate. So that debate we had between Trump and Biden, where they're yelling at each other, and that was the last debate that we had that had a live audience there. That's when they realized, in my opinion, that's when they fucking realized that that they can use this political theater to sway public opinion.
Oh, of course they can.
I got a question real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
What up?
Who do you think's going to be the independent that talks the most sense, but doesn't fit the role enough, and then drops out and sides with the Republican nominee?
I don't know.
I would say Tom Massey up until siding with the Republican nominee.
Yeah, I would have said Nick Fuentes. I know he's a racist, but I think he's got a huge fucking building following right now.
Dude, don't even put his fucking name on our podcast. Don't let his name air on our shit. Fuck that fucking guy. I don't even know who he is. I just hate him because people like him.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He works off racism, so it's. But
when I think grifter, I think him. That's that fucking haircut. That's what I think.
Him, Candace Owens, they're all grifters.
He's a prick. I don't fucking like that guy.
Me neither. I can't stand him. I can't stand Candace Owens either, and I think she's going to be someone that gets pushed towards the ticket.
Well, he's got streamer speak, and that's what it is, and it bothers the fuck out of me.
It doesn't mean that he's a fucking pud. All right, that has some zingers.
Yeah, so do I. But you don't see me fucking out here trying to lead the masses.
Yeah, it's because you're a good fucking person, Slaw.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
I try. I'm the average American. I fucking try. That's all that counts.
We do our best by trying to maintain.
That's Betty giving a fuck. Betty is giving a fuck and trying to make a change and trying to make a difference for our fellow Americans, right?
Well, and that's kind of what this whole podcast is about. You know, we're gonna talk about things that the majority of people don't talk about. We're gonna have points of view that are unpopular. We're gonna have points of view that people shit on me for my point of view all the time. But I mean, hey, it's making you think. It's giving you a different point of view to consider versus the same echo chambers that we're in every fucking day.
Well, that's where they get pissed off, though, man. But
he brings up a good. Like, go ahead, Mike. Oh, he brings up a good.
What I was about to say.
Okay, he brings up a good point. Like with this podcast, and I know this is not the point of the show tonight, but the idea is, like me and Sly talk about all the time, we don't care about our public image. If you have a problem with it, you can message us. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I don't think if you care my conspiracy theories are stupid. But most people have too much problem with what they feel other people view them as. They're not going to even talk about some of their ideas and thoughts. So that's the point of this show, is to get those thoughts a platform.
And that's what they want. They want conformists. They want people that don't doubt. That the priests and the churches that teach, do not doubt, believe, and don't read this, don't read that. Just follow what we say, and be comfortable.
We're not going to go into the churches tonight, but
we're not. I'm just saying as a basic example.
I would say that's just people in control overall.
Exactly. That's my point, bro. It's about control. Period. That's what I meant.
Do you think the Vatican would use AI?
Definitely.
Oh,
No. The Pope already said that he would never, ever sanction, because he was approached already by one of these AI companies that if they could dump the Bible and all of the religious texts into their AI generator, could they come up with a model for Jesus? And he said no. He said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, but I bet they would use it to bring the one world religion about, because that's part of the Vatican. The Vatican, like, if people think the Vatican is a Christian sect, it's not at all.
It's Catholic.
It's Catholic, which is pagan by nature because of how it was created, and they still worship the sun gods and things like that. So I don't think the Vatican is above using something to gain them more control. Because I mean, when you look at the Vatican, you look at Catholicism, that's what it's about. It's almost like Islam in the fact that they just want control. They want the most people they can have dumbed down. They don't want to listen to scripture. They want to listen to
for all of our listeners. If you want to get deeper into this, we have an episode that talks about religion. I want to say it was one of our first episodes, but that's with all of them. They all talk about that. All religion is about control, and when you get down to it, AI is about control. AI is going to be the new religion. We're going to have this AI god that has our best interests, quote unquote, has your best human interest in mind, and you're going to listen to it. This thing knows what you want. It knows you're going to want a sandwich at 12 o'clock because you get one every day. It knows you're going to want to smoke. It knows you're going to want to smoke a blunt at 5 o'clock because you just got off fucking work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facebook page, right?
This goes back to the conversation that I was having with Jason in private earlier about, could Satan use AI as his platform? And this is what we were talking about, where AI doesn't have a soul, so it couldn't use it. But then I'm like, wait up, we have EVP. So, you can hear these spirits talk on a recorder through EVP. So why couldn't, they somehow infuse that into the electronics of the AI? Because there's a lot of hallucinations and weird things happening with AI right now.
Now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to preface this. This is going to be kind of a joke, but it's also a serious question. Why don't we get ghosts from this century? Why don't I have a ghost from that killed itself in 2005 screaming about, "It's Britney, bitch," at 2 in the fucking morning? Why is it always some 18th century, 16th century fucking pilgrim?
The same reason that people that remember their past life was never a fucking janitor.
All right, I'll give you that.
I mean,
yeah, they were always important.
Yeah.
I'm not commenting, Pat. I'm not going to comment on this one. I'm going to back out from this part of the topic. But you know my stance.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, from your stance though, from the Satanist perspective, would you welcome these robot overlords as fucking demons?
No. Again, they can never have souls, bro. They're
yeah, but demons don't got souls, bro. Half them ain't never been alive.
Demons are souls. They're all souls.
Souls are implanted into humans. Souls exist outside of humanity.
I don't think demons are souls. I think demons are AI.
They're all partial life, bro.
Well, that would go into the simulation theory that this is all simulation and we've been in it the whole time.
They were going to the Matrix and all that stuff, but another show maybe.
That's a fair place to go, actually. I mean,
it is a fair place to go, and that's actually the next logical point here. Yes, if we do end up with this AI and we do end up with this thing, how do we know that it can't if we take this quantum computer, the one we were talking about earlier, that took that, you know, that equation that would take 12 million years to solve it, solved it in 5 fucking minutes. Yeah. Who's to say this thing can't tap into the fabric of reality and turn reality into whatever it wants?
Well, and see, that goes into like a circular thing, because if I think the phrasing was, if AI has the ability to do something, it already did it. So, you know, when they say that if AI has the ability to create a thing like that, it probably already happened. So then we got to think about, well, shit, if it has the ability, how long have we been in this simulation, and what are the markers for this simulation? Because
it's the same thing with fucking time travel. If it's ever possible, it's already possible.
Yeah.
No, you got this guy that was on Sean Ryan the other day or last week or whatever it was, and he was talking about, yeah, these people that if you take, you know, acid or DMT or whatever it was, and you take a laser level and you put it on the wall, in that laser you can see code. And it's been something that they were able to duplicate and measure with multiple experiences from different people.
Well,
so
they
what
have
is
it
that?
with me.
You need
is that the source code for reality, or is that the source code for the fucking matrix that we're in?
Well, let's pull back on that. You can't just hold a laser level to a thing and see code. You have to take massive amounts of DMT. So now you're
I don't see Matrix is real. I think that's all science fiction.
Well, I think it could be. I think it very well could be.
Yeah, I doubt it though, honestly.
Well, you're on the simulation. Why would you think otherwise?
Because
I'm not trying to like bridge a gap to a previous episode, but have any of y'all ever tried DMT?
Fuck no. I don't
DMT, no.
My brain is too fucked up for hallucinogenics.
No, fair. Psychedelics aren't for everybody.
I will raise you. I've not done DMT, but I've completed meditation to the point to where I can reach that fourth level of being.
Right. Okay.
How did you see it?
It's all right. Well, we'll get into that. So when I'm able to meditate to the point to where I can reach that fourth level of being, it's not so much of what I see, so much as it's the mental acuity that I'm looking for. When I'm doing it, I'm not looking for reward or like to see things. When I'm doing it, I'm looking more to heal my brain. I'm looking for knowledge. I'm looking to expand my potential mentally, to be able to understand more of the universe and to be able to understand and intake more data and extrapolate meaning from life. That's more along the lines of what I'm doing when I do get to that point.
The whole other experience. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's more of what it is.
So
did you talk to Jerry Garcia?
No, but I found the tree elves.
You found the what?
The tree elves.
The tree elves.
The tree elves, the little bastards. They're small, like 3 feet tall.
So during these meditations, do you ever have hypnopompic hallucinations?
I wouldn't call it a hallucination so much as like I'm able to be in, and I hate using the words because it sounds so fucking stupid, but like being in the astral plane and like being able to access whatever knowledge is on that plane that I'm looking for. You know what I mean?
But can you describe it? Because I know what it looks like.
It's a tough topic to go on to, man, without having to, get lost in all the woo.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like this, we can make
you're right.
There is something to it, and circling back
for sure, there's for sure something to it, bro.
About the whole DMT thing. This is something that people that commonly report back as an experience is that there is something there.
Yes,
there is something there
I think that goes back.
It acknowledges you.
Let me say one thing. I'm against use of drugs. I'm against use of drugs or psychotropic drugs or anything to make you see.
Sure. This isn't for partying at all. This is not.
I know what I'm saying, but it could be it could be a mental construct because the drugs make you see crap that ain't fucking there, right? So if you really practice, you don't need drugs. You'll see for yourself. No drugs.
But see, this is where we kind of want you to talk about your
Indian shamans crap. No drugs.
But this is kind of where we want you to talk about those experiences, Jason, because if you got Kurt's experience and you got Drunk's experience, we need your experience too, because we need to compare those experiences to see if there's some patterns that we can recognize. I know there's certain things you're not allowed to talk about, but this should be one thing that you should be allowed to talk about.
Okay, so there are planes of being, different planes of being rather. The third plane is a spiritual model of what the Earth is modeled upon. Once you go there, even if it is nighttime, it's bright. The sky's like a violet purple, and it's just bright, bro. There are astral portals. You see them swirling, and you go through them. You can actually travel to these dimensions. It's totally possible. I can explain to you how it feels, what you see. Um, you move yourself with your mind. When you're there, you move yourself with your mind. You just think and you move. And
Okay.
all you have is a pair of floating hands. Your hands just floating like that, and it's awesome shit, bro. And
So, so how does
it's
that compare to your experience, Sly?
It's like he said. I wouldn't say it's light so much as, I mean, I'm going to assume that people interpret it differently. I didn't see it as light so much as it's like a perpetual dawn. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, same
if
thing.
that,
That's good. Yeah, same
it,
shit.
yeah, it's like that perfect golden hour of it. Just everything feels perfect. I don't know how else to explain that. It just
The sky's kind of
you're
violet.
yeah,
Oneness.
oneness. Yeah, everything just seems like you can whatever you're looking for, you're going to find. But you just and it's at your fingertips. But it's adjusting your own
Consciousness.
frequency. Yeah, your conscious. It's adjusting your own frequency to what you're looking for, and
Right.
it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of practice. But I mean, it's
It's
like I I feel like if more people were able to be in tune with it, we would be better off as a society. And I
I
think
agree.
that the fact that everybody's so addicted to their phones and addicted to TikTok and stuff like that, I think it's purposely manufactured so we don't have this connectivity. Because if we were all to have this connectivity all the time, like we should and like we used to,
I'm with you.
society could move forward.
Well, not only that, not just meditation, but you mentioned it. Your face is always stuck to something. I, People don't want to do this, and I understand why. But spend some time in the dark by yourself with your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's
Just
Do
hard
it
work.
outside.
lay in bed, think, let
Yeah.
your thoughts run, figure out how your brain actually works, how it comes up with these questions, how it comes up with solutions. Learn how to actually use this thing. And
Insight
you can't
meditation,
do
bro.
that.
Insight meditation.
Yeah, and you can't do that when you're always attached.
What you're describing is the complete opposite of this.
Yes.
This
Exactly,
is right now,
exactly.
gimme.
That's to keep it. That's to keep away from. That's to keep away from
I think
from the
that all
slime
four
you're
of
kind
us
of
could
talking about, bro.
possibly agree on that. It's about
Yes.
slowing your brain down,
Yep.
slowing your
Exactly.
thought processes
Exactly.
down, and
Make you
taking
conform.
things in
Make you
as they
conform.
come, processing them as they come.
And
I'm
like
with you,
an
bro.
example, like the way my brain works is just it's kind of weird, but let's say most people have 5 dots they need to connect to get to a piece of information that they're trying to tie in. My brain will skip dots 2, 4, and 5 and just come up with a fucking answer. And I don't know how it does it sometimes, but I do check it against references to make sure that my thought pattern is correct. So
Yeah.
when I'm sitting in the dark, what I'm trying to do is let my thought pattern work out to a point where I can see what's going on. How am I getting from point A to point B while I skipped step 2, 3, and 4? So that's another thing. Like if you think like you're thinking where you're not sure about things going on, spend some time with yourself. And that I think that's my biggest point here. And like I said, the entire cast echoes this point is the more you put this down and you spend time with yourself and your brain, you're not being a loner. You're actually learning how life works. You're learning how your brain operates, which is the most
And you will
important
see.
thing that you can
And
have.
most importantly, you're not busy teaching AI how to fucking manipulate you.
No.
Yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah,
Shut up.
you're not feeding. You're not feeding fucking information and shit, bro.
Me and Gemini are friends.
Fuck you
But
and
Gemini,
Gemini.
He tells
Gemini
me
won't
things
change some of
about
my
you,
stuff.
Sly.
Gemini tell me no sometimes.
It's
No.
a useful tool.
It is a
It
tool.
is
You
a
have to
but
you
she
have to
tells
be
me no
aware of
sometimes.
the tool.
If anything ever happens to me, it was fucking Pat's Gemini that got me.
But we have conversations. There are things we're working on together,
If anything happens to me, it wasn't the
overlords,
Jews, it was
overlords.
Pat's Gemini.
and that's a fact.
It's fucking Google. God
But
damn it.
it must have been Flash 3.0.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. Real quick. Who runs Google?
Who is that guy?
What?
I'm pretty sure he's a
This will be
Steam.
them that get you, bro.
My name isn't coming out. I completely missed that.
I was like, where's that going?
What were you? I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, drunk?
Yeah, I said it is gonna be them that gets you, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, they're coming for Sly, whether if it's going to be
pretty sure.
organic. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be
It's
a
like
Stein or a Berg or somebody with the suffix of that nature that's going to get me. Yeah.
I'll be fine. I'll be a
It'll be
general
a
in the AI
suffix
army.
that's like you question their Jewishness. Like maybe
you gotta go to the early life section of fucking Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So what do we want to
That's
talk about next week, guys? Are we thinking like
so
this whole consciousness thing?
circling.
Or?
Okay, I know how to bring in our previous conversation right back to the topic at hand. How do you think AI would use religion with Project Bluebeam?
Well, I think that's a big thing. They're gonna try to usher in a fake antichrist with it. I think to start
For
people
fucking
thinking
sure, they're
that,
going to do something with it.
Yeah, but why does it have to be a fake Antichrist? Why can't
because
that
that's
just be
what
the
people are
Antichrist
gonna
all
spread
along?
over. Wait, what did you say?
Fine fucking question.
Why does it have to be the fake Antichrist? Why can't that just be the Antichrist all along?
Yeah,
It doesn't
like,
matter how it comes as long as it fucking comes. Is my point.
No. Well, that goes back to the AI not having a soul. A soul can't be a non-soulless creature can't be an antichrist. I mean, that's
For all we know, Peter Thiel's the Antichrist because he just had a 3-day seminar on identifying the Antichrist and what we can do to fight him.
But the Antichrist is supposed to be ushered in by a false Messiah.
Correct.
The false prophet.
Go ahead, Jason.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm done.
Oh, God bless. We're not gonna have
because he's got the fucking insider knowledge. He knows when it's gonna happen.
If you're not
the motherfucker probably talks to him.
No, I'm out of this topic, bro.
All right. Did everybody have fun on this program tonight? That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's been a blast, bro. I love all you guys, bro. I have a good time every time on the show, bro. And you're all smart, you're a talented gentleman. You also doubt, which we need doubt, non-conformity. Think for yourselves, pray for yourselves, and believe in yourselves. And that's the main topic. I think the main point taken away from here.
All right. Mike, would you like to come on next week as well?
I would love to, man. That'd be
awesome. Added to the show next week.
Fucking awesome.
All right. Me and Sly are going to work on a nice topic for next week, and we'll get it both of you next week for what's going on.
Mike, and meet you, bro. Sly, Treasure, Pat.
Shout outs for tonight.
Guys, it was wonderful to talk to y'all. Enjoy your evenings.
Yeah, absolutely the pleasure. Love having you guys on. Looking forward to next week. We'll have a good topic for everybody.
Long
live
us out on YouTube.
What do you got
on our page?
What is that? Is that Jack Daniels?
What do you got there?
No.
Oh wait.
You got some JD?
No.
It's some Crown Royal.
I went to Walgreens and almost got in trouble.
Motherfucker's over here sipping lean.
He's got Crown Royal. I know that bottle.
Oh, that's a moonshine. Yeah. What state you in, bro? What state you in?
No.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your
week. All right, yeah. Let you know.